What's up guys, welcome back to Rig the System. Today I want to talk about cheap smart home tech. We're going to be talking about ways you can outfit your home or apartment with cheap smart home gadgets. So what do we want to accomplish with our smart home tech? For me, there were a few things I wanted for sure in my build. So the first thing, I wanted to completely be able to control all the lights in my home from either my voice or my phone. I wanted to be able to use the smart assistant features like setting timers, reminders, alarms, stuff like that. And I also wanted a way to be able to play music throughout my house, synchronized between all of my speakers. So there's tons of things you can do with these smart assistants like Alexa or Google Assistant, but this video is going to focus on the things that most ordinary people would use it for on a day-to-day basis. So the first thing we need to decide is which voice assistant we're going to buy and use. For me, I chose Alexa simply because it's compatible with a ton of different smart gadgets, and a lot of those gadgets can be found pretty cheap on Amazon and other online retailers. So the first thing we need is some smart speakers. I was actually able to find 4 used Echo Dots on Facebook Marketplace for $60, which they normally retail for $40 a piece, so that's a pretty good steal. I wanted to make sure that every area in my home was able to pick up my voice from the smart assistant, so I picked up an additional speaker, so that brings our total up to $100 so far. So the next thing we need are some smart lights. I was actually able to find this 12-pack on Amazon for about $60, and they're cheaper smart lights, so they're not going to have all the fancy features like Philips Hue or some other brands might have, but you're able to control the color and the brightness, and that's basically all I need out of my smart lights. So that brings our total up to $160 so far. I also picked up 3 smart LED strip controllers, and I already had the LED strip, so those didn't cost me anything, but the controllers themselves were about $10, so we're about at $190 so far. I also picked up a few smart plugs to control some of the dumb electronics in my apartment, and I'm not quite sure what the price on those was, but it was pretty cheap, so I'd say we're at around $200 so far. Now that we have all the tech we need, it's time to start with the setup process. So to start, I'm going to place the Amazon Alexa speakers around my house to make sure that anywhere I am in the apartment, Alexa will be able to hear me and take my voice commands. If you've ever used an Alexa device, you'll know that the setup process is very simple. Just plug it in, wait till the light starts flashing, then you're going to download the Amazon Alexa app, connect via Bluetooth, and tell each speaker which Wi-Fi network you'd like to connect to. And I'm also just using a cheap Wi-Fi 6 router that I got off of Amazon for about $60. I'm not going to include that in the total because I'm assuming if you're watching this at home right now, you already have a wireless router. Just about any router will work, but you'll want to make sure it has a 2.4 gigahertz band because the lights that I chose for this project only work on the 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi signal. The setup for the lights is simple as well. You just plug them into their socket, turn the power switch on, and you should see them start to blink, which means they're in pairing mode. After that, you'll want to download the corresponding app to whichever light pack that you chose and make sure that they are connected to the app. All you need to do is follow the on-screen instructions, and it's a very simple setup process. For these, you just connect via Bluetooth with your phone, tell them which Wi-Fi network to use, just like the Amazon Alexa, and you're pretty much set up after that. So to link the lights to the actual Amazon voice assistant, you'll need to go into the Alexa app and go to Skills, and make sure you add the app that you use to connect to your lights. This will allow the 2 apps to communicate, allowing you to control your lights with your use of a voice through Alexa. So once you've got that set up, you should be able to completely control your lights with the use of your voice or the app on your phone. And that's pretty much it for the basic functionality of turning lights on and off, changing the color, adjusting the brightness. But I want to take you guys through some of the special things that I've done in the Alexa app, namely with the routines function, and show you guys some really cool things you can do. So routines in the Alexa app are a way for you to give her a code phrase to activate multiple functions at once. For example, I have several routines set up that I use almost every day. The first is day mode, which simply turns on all the lights to maximum brightness. Great for cooking and cleaning or whatever else you need to do with full brightness to make sure you can see what you're doing. Another routine I've set up is evening mode, which simply dims the lights to a little bit lower than full brightness. I also use a routine called night mode, which simply lowers the brightness to a really low setting. This routine is really nice before bed, just so that I'm not going to bed with bright lights beaming into my face. There are tons of different ways to trigger routines, but me personally, I like to keep it simple. I just use my voice when I want to activate a routine. One more routine I'll talk about is my good night routine. It allows me to shut off all the lights and everything in the apartment, as well as activate my white noise machine without having to walk around and manually turn off all of the lights. One of my favorite routines that I've created is movie mode. This lowers the brightness in my apartment to pretty low and also turns my living room lights, which is where my TV is, to teal. It sets a nice movie atmosphere and it's really enjoyable to me. Another feature I love about the Amazon smart speakers is the play everywhere feature. So let's say I'm walking around the house, I'm cleaning or whatever it is I'm doing, and I want to hear my music throughout the house and I want all the speakers to be synchronized, playing the same song at the same time. I can simply say, "Hey Alexa, play music everywhere." Of course, you can specify certain songs or albums or playlists you want her to play as well. Another feature I really like with the Amazon smart speakers is the announcement feature. So for example, let's say I'm in the bathroom and I'm taking a shit and there's no toilet paper. Instead of opening the door and screaming at my girlfriend to bring me some toilet paper, I can simply say, "Alexa, announce in the living room, hey, I need some toilet paper." The Amazon voice assistant is also really handy when I'm doing something like cooking where I need to set a timer, or if I remember something that I need to be reminded about in the future, I can simply tell her to remind me. There's lots of little features like this that you wouldn't think about, but come in handy a lot. So these are just a few ways that I like to use my smart home speakers and gadgets. There's a million other things that you can do with them, but I just wanted to go through ways that I use it and a way to easily and cheaply set up your own smart home. So what do you guys think of my smart home setup? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you loved it, consider subscribing. I really hope you enjoyed this one, guys, and everyone have a good day.